Hey y'all, what's up? This is Jason. Let's talk about some car repairs. So what we have here is a 2010 Chevrolet Impala. Yes, it's dirty. I don't know why it's so dirty. Maybe it was sitting in the mud. I don't know. That's the way I picked it up from the shop. So what we did, the car wouldn't crank. So I had them come pick it up. I already kind of had a list going of things that I knew was wrong with the car. I had already had one of these tires put on. I bought a set towards the end of last year, and then I had a hole in the tire and I had to put one on. But the other three tires I've had sitting at the house, and I went ahead and had the other three tires put on. So they picked up the car, started it and worked. They towed it, so I got a towing bill. They put a starter on it. So starter is 504.18. All right, that's the cost of the part. So I had a squeaky pulley belt tensioner, bearing squeaking like crazy. Been squeaking for a while. I've been putting up with it, knowing it's not going to get any better. So they replaced the belt, and right here they put an idler pulley on. So the idler pulley was $46.58. The serpentine belt was $71.22. Okay, so the steering wheel was shaking when you were sitting at idle. Like you could just be sitting there at a red light, be sitting in the carport, whatever, and you could feel vibration in the steering wheel. Well, what that was is I had a broken engine mount, $48 part. Okay, so the service engine soon light's been on for a while. Car just kind of felt unhealthy. It's kind of like one of them things, the way it run, it didn't run as good as it runs now. And also when you would try to put gas in the gas tank, it was always kicking off. And that is this evaporator vent solenoid. That was $69.89. And so I looked up this harness number. This harness number has to do with that vent solenoid. So it's like an adapter or something, or a wiring harness that goes to it. So that's $55.91. So they said that I had nasty coolant, which I was aware of all this stuff. Okay. Fully aware of all this. None of that was a surprise. None of that was thrown on me. Hey, this is dummy, bring a car in the shop. I kind of gave them a list of things I need them to take care of. And I told them to just check the car out real good. So they did a coolant flush. So we got a charge for coolant flush. Weights and disposal on the tires. Okay. No start, replace starter. $187.50 for labor on that. Replace front lower engine mount, $250. Okay. Scan the engine codes and replace vent solenoid, $250. They have to drop the gas tank to replace that. So I was already aware that was going to be expensive to do that. Flush cooling system, $125. Resurface all four rotors. Now I was looking at this a while ago and I was like, wow, that seems kind of high. $375 to resurface all the rotors, because several years ago I'd replaced the brakes and I didn't do anything about the rotors. Well, of course, so you put on brakes and things shaking when you put on brakes, and so I wanted to take care of that problem. So they resurfaced all four rotors, and it was $375 to resurface all rotors. So that comes out to 93 something. I did the math per rotor. But think about this. You got to take the tires off. You got to take the wheels off. You got to take the brakes off. Then you got to take the rotor off. You got to resurface it. You got to put it back on. You got to put all that other stuff back on. So, I could see if that was included in a brake job price, but this is, we're taking it off and we're doing this because you didn't take care of business kind of thing. I don't know. It was my bad. I should have taken care of it. You could probably, if you're doing them yourself, you could probably take those rotors off and take them down to O'Reilly's or something like that and have them turn them for a whole lot cheaper. But I had it in the shop and I wanted them to take care of it. Okay, replace all 3 tires that they furnished, $120. So what I've got on here is, these are discontinued tires. I know this car needs cleaning up, shining up. These are Nitos, N-I-T-O, Nito. Like I say, these are dirty. I've had them for like a year. No, maybe 6 months. And hadn't been on the car. So Motivo. These were on Tire Rack and they were discontinued. Let me tell you, they'll look a lot better once I get them cleaned up and everything. But this car drives and handles a whole lot better than it did with those stock Goodyears. I've always replaced the tires on this car with the same style tires that came on it. I've always stuck with the Goodyear Eagles, and then it's like they had a Goodyear Eagle RS, then maybe it went changed to RSA or something like that. I've always put that back on this car, and I decided to try something different this time. I'm glad I did. This is my first experience with Nitos, and maybe, I hope I'm saying that right, but I will most likely try them again on a different vehicle. Being there a closeout with on Tire Rack, I got a real good deal on them. I know I paid under $100 a tire. I just don't remember what it was right offhand. Like I say, it's been a while. So the grand total labor, $1,407.50. Total parts, $866.78. The tow was $106.49. I'll see if I can get my insurance to take care of that. And we came out to a big fat $2,547.42. Yuck. Guess what? It's a paid for car. It was paid for when I bought it. And this car hasn't cost me a lot of major expenses. It's only got 121,000 miles on it. And we had trouble with the air conditioner control unit. We had to replace the unit. And the only other like really major thing is the radiator fans. I think that was a problem. One of the fans had gone out, not both of them, just one of them. You know, replace headlights and things like that, but it's been a pretty reliable car. What do y'all think about this grand total here? Here was let me take some screenshots of it. Here's some. Hold this just right. So, I think I got a good deal. You know, you look at this labor on some things. People that know how to do a lot of this stuff themselves, you're more than welcome to take the time to do it. But I don't have a lot of time. I know how to do some of this, but and some of it I just don't want to do. A front wheel drive. That's pretty. I don't know how to put a belt on this car. I can put a belt on one of the Camaros with no problem. But a belt on this car? I don't know how to do that. Never even tried. Well, that's kind of weird. Huh, how do you like that? I don't like that. See where that belongs. the family's home now. I gotta look for where this goes. That's pretty frustrating. Hopefully it doesn't go to this car. I don't know, maybe they've replaced it. Maybe put a new one on. I'll let you know. So the best I can tell, if you can see this lower radiator hose right here, it's got a regular hose clamp on it, not one of these. And these are kind of difficult to get to open and close. My dad never reused these kind. He always put regular hose clamps on. So, not sure if you can see it, but right down there, there is a regular hose clamp on that hose. Maybe that's what they did. I'm gonna keep looking. Okay, y'all, this really freaked me out whenever I found it. They just made a boo-boo and actually left it underneath the hood. It was like laying right in here or something. So, what it is when they flush the radiator. So, obviously, you gotta flush from the top, come out the bottom, right? So, you can tell that this one's been removed. It's got some shiny spots on it. They put that one back on. That one's easier to put back on. You know, I'm not sure if I said this or not, but when my dad used to work on cars, if he ever took one of these off, he never put one back on. He always put like a regular, you know, old school, I'm not sure whether it be old school or not, but a hose clamp. You know, the one that's got the band and it's got all the slots in it. It's got a screw. So they took it loose here for the upper part of the radiator, and down at the bottom with the lower radiator hose. And on the lower radiator hose, can you imagine I can imagine trying to get one of these off to start with. But what they did is they replaced it with one of those band hose clamps, and which is fine. I'm totally cool with that. It just kind of freaked me out finding this underneath the hood. I didn't like it. I was like, oh no, I got lucky I made it to work today. No, it was all good. They just left evidence. So I don't know where that lower engine mount is. Obviously this is your upper mounts. I don't know if there's one in the back. You know, you got these two up here, then you got a lower one. Well, the lower one was broke, and I knew that this is the bearing, that there's a bearing in there, and that belt tensioner. I didn't realize that that was a tensioner also. I figured the tensioner was down here, but this is the one they replaced right here beside the alternator. I have had, I think I've replaced a power steering pump on this before. We got a new belt. I put this cap on here, and these rotors are turned, tires are installed, all that kind of stuff. So, what do you think? What do you think about the cost? Just wanted to let you know what some of those things cost. I'm not trying to get a, hell, you paid too much, or all this kind of stuff. I'm just trying to let you know that if you need some of those things done to your vehicle, that's about what you can expect to pay. This isn't a dealership that I deal with. This is one of the local shops, reputable shops that's been in town for a very long time. We're talking like 20 to 30 years. Okay? Appreciate you taking time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it. The pictures of the invoice, I will put them at the end of this video. And thank you for taking the time to watch. Oh, I wonder what kind of antifreeze they put in, what kind of coolant they put in here. Look at the red. I like the green. It looks like the red. In typical fashion, my wife calls while I'm making a video. Sometimes this year, I would like to replace these. Both of these look pretty hazy. I would love to replace this and this, but I don't know how all this disconnects. I assume that this may be part of this. I don't know. We'll see. That's a different project for a different time. Okay, y'all. Appreciate you taking time to watch this video with me. This is my 2010 Chevrolet Impala LTZ. Thank y'all. Hope you have a good one. Later.